Listen to me. You've been sleeping on your potential. Every day you wake up, the world gives you two choices. You can find an excuse or you can find your energy. You can talk about what went wrong or you can be the reason something goes right. You can complain or you can conquer. The choice is always yours. Stop telling yourself you're tired. You're not tired. You're uninspired. You have the same 24 hours as the people out there changing the world. The difference is not the clock. It's the commitment. You're waiting for the perfect day. But perfection never shows up. Energy does. You think success is about talent. No. Success is about endurance, about who can stay hungry when the world goes cold. It's about who can get up when everyone else stays down. You got to stop making excuses for why you can't and start building energy around why you must. Some people say, I don't feel like it. Let me tell you, feelings don't build legacies. Feelings don't write success stories. Discipline energy does. Focus does. You can't wait to feel good to do great things. You've got to do great things until you feel good. You want freedom, then stop being a prisoner to your excuses. You want success, then stop negotiating with your dream. You say you're tired, but you scroll for hours. You say you're broke, but you waste time. You say you want change, but you're not willing to be uncomfortable long enough to earn it. That's the truth nobody wants to hear. You keep saying one day, let me tell you something. One day is not coming. There is no magical sunrise where everything aligns. You make the day powerful by bringing your energy to it. You create momentum through movement. Every call, every grind session, it all counts. Small energy multiplied daily beats excuses multiplied forever. Life doesn't reward the talented, it rewards the driven. It rewards those who wake up even when they don't see results yet. You can't be halfway and you can't have half energy and expect full success. You either show up like it matters or you stay stuck where you are. When life hits you, hit back harder. When fear whispers, shout louder. When excuses show up, drown them out with effort. Energy is not something you wait for. It's something you ignite. Every time you say, let's go, every time you push one more round, every time you show up when no one's watching, that's energy over excuses. And here's the truth. Nobody's coming to save you. No miracle, no handout, easy road. The rescue mission starts with you. The moment you decide to stop blaming and start building, everything changes. Energy doesn't ask for permission. It demands progress. So today, make the decision. Burn the excuses. Fuel your purpose. Feed your energy. Because once you learn to control your energy, you control your future. Your dreams are waiting, and they don't want your excuses. They want your energy. Energy over excuses. That's how you change your life forever. Energy is the real currency of success. Every dream, every breakthrough, every victory begins with the energy you bring to the table. It's not about luck. It's not even about talent. It's about energy. Because when your energy is high, your focus is sharp, your confidence is alive, and your commitment becomes unshakable. The truth is, your energy will always determine how far you can go. You can have the greatest strategy in the world, but without the power to execute it, that plan is nothing more than words on paper. Energy is the force that turns someday into right now. Think about it. Success is not built in moments of comfort or convenience. Success is built in moments when you're exhausted, frustrated, and overwhelmed, but you still choose to move. That choice, that fire that refuses to quit is energy. The people who rise to the top are not the ones who always have the perfect conditions. They're the ones who bring energy to imperfect situations. They turn obstacles into opportunities because their energy refuses to let them settle. Energy is the difference between showing up and showing out. You can't fake it. You can't pretend to be passionate when your spirit is weak. You've got to cultivate it from the inside out. You've got to feed it with purpose, fuel it with discipline, and protect it from negativity. When your energy is built on a clear vision of who you want to be, there's nothing that can stop you. People will doubt you. Doors will close. But your energy, your belief, your drive, your relentless force will find a way through. Most people underestimate how powerful their energy is. You can feel it when someone walks into a room. Before they even speak, you sense their confidence, their intention, their presence. That's energy. And if your energy is low, it doesn't matter how smart you are, how good your words sound. People can feel the difference. They can feel when your heart isn't in it. The world responds to energy before it responds to action. When you wake up in the morning, your mindset sets the tone for your energy. If you start your day thinking about your problems, you'll carry that heaviness into everything you do. But if you start your day with gratitude, hunger, and focus, you shift your frequency. You walk differently, you talk differently, you attract opportunities because you're radiating purpose instead of pain. That's the power of choosing energy consciously. It changes not only how you perform, but how the world perceives you. Energy is not about hype. It's not about jumping around or shouting just to sound motivated. Real energy comes from alignment. When what you're doing connects deeply with why you're doing it, energy flows naturally. You don't have to force it because you're driven by something greater than yourself. That's why people who live with purpose don't burn out easily. Their energy is fueled by passion, not pressure. They're not chasing validation. They're chasing vision. But here's the thing. Energy must be managed. It's a resource. And if you give it to everything and everyone without boundaries, you'll drain yourself. You have to be intentional about where your energy goes. Stop wasting it on things you can't control. Stop feeding negativity, gossip, and doubt. Start feeding your goals, your growth, your greatness. Protect your peace like it's your paycheck because your energy determines your earning power, your progress, and your potential. Some people wake up and say, I don't have energy today, but energy isn't something you wait to feel. It's something you create. You create it through movement, through discipline, through action. The moment you start doing what you said you'd do, your body and mind respond. Momentum breeds energy. Every small victory builds your inner fire. That's why the hardest part is always starting. Because once you start the energy grow, you've got to ask yourself every day, what am I giving my energy to? Because whatever you give it to will grow. If you give your energy to excuses, your excuses get stronger. If you give it to doubt, your fear expands. But if you give your energy to consistency, growth, and resilience, your success becomes inevitable. Energy follows focus, and focus follows purpose. When you lock in on your purpose, your energy becomes unstoppable. Look at the people you admire, the leaders, the innovators, the athletes, the entrepreneurs who keep breaking barriers. They all have one thing in common: they control their energy. They know how to turn it on when the world turns off. They don't wait for motivation, they generate it. When they fall, they rise quicker because they never let negative energy hold them down. Their energy is their armor. It protects them from doubt and keeps them grounded in discipline. You can't let life drain you. You've got to build habits that recharge you. Feed your body with good food. Feed your mind with positive input. And feed your soul with gratitude. Energy is holistic. If one part of you is neglected, the rest will suffer. You can't grind all night and expect clarity in the morning. You can't live in stress and expect to think clearly. Protecting your energy is not weakness, it's wisdom. The truth is, life will test your energy every single day. People will doubt you. Situations will frustrate you. You'll feel like quitting. But those are the moments where energy matters most. When the noise gets loud, you must turn your inner power up. You must remind yourself why you started. You must remember that the same energy that got you through your hardest days will carry you to your greatest victories. You owe it to yourself to show up with full energy every day, even when nobody's watching, because one day, all that unseen effort will explode into visible results. Your energy will have compounded into excellence. Your consistency will have become confidence. That's how greatness works. It's built in silence through daily energy investment. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop letting your emotions execute. Bring your energy even when life drains you. Bring your energy when nobody believes in you. Bring your energy when the results don't show yet. Because the ones who win are not always the ones who know more. They're the ones who bring more effort, more resilience, more energy. Energy is your weapon, your power, your edge. Protect it, cultivate it, and unleash it every time life tries to hold you back. Because the moment your energy becomes unshakable, your success becomes unstoppable. Excuses are the thieves of greatness. They disguise themselves as reasons, but they're really just limits in disguise. Every time you make an excuse, you hand over your power. You tell your future that your comfort matters more than your potential. And the more excuses you make, the smaller your world becomes. You stop chasing what's possible and start settling for what's easy. But success doesn't live in comfort. It lives in responsibility. It lives in that space where you stop defending your weaknesses and start building your strengths. Excuses are seductive. They whisper in your ear, telling you it's okay to rest a little longer, to wait until things are perfect, to try again when the time is right. But the time is never right. The conditions are never perfect, and waiting only delays your destiny. Excuses are dream killers dressed as self-protection. They make you feel justified while quietly robbing you of progress. You think you're keeping your pride intact, but what you're really doing is trading long-term victory for short-term comfort. You can't build greatness while holding on to excuses. Every time you say, I can't, you reinforce your limitations. You tell your mind that your circumstances are stronger than your will. You tell your future that your past is still in control. But when you decide to stop making excuses, something powerful happens. You take your power back. You stop waiting for the world to change and start becoming the change. You stop pointing fingers and start taking action. That's the moment real growth begins. People make excuses because they're afraid. Afraid to fail, afraid to be judged, afraid to try and fall short. But fear doesn't disappear because you hide from it. It disappears when you face it. Excuses might protect you from temporary embarrassment, but they also block you from lasting success. You can't have both safety and significance. At some point, you've got to choose. You've got to stop saying, I'll do it when I feel ready, and start doing it because you're not ready. That's how you build courage, not by waiting, but by walking through discomfort. There's a difference between a reason and an excuse. A reason identifies a challenge and seeks a way forward. An excuse identifies a challenge and stops there. Reasons are honest. Excuses are emotional. Reasons ask, how can I fix this? Excuses say, it's not my fault. One moves you closer to your dreams. The other keeps you stuck in denial. The moment you learn to recognize the difference, you start breaking your own chains. The truth is, no one has a perfect story. Everyone who's ever succeeded has faced struggle, pain, and failure. The difference between those who rise and those who stay down is an opportunity. It's ownership. Winners own their situation. Even when it's unfair, they don't say it's too hard. They say, let's find a way. They don't waste energy on blame. They channel it into action. They turn obstacles into fuel. And the more they take responsibility, the stronger they become. Excuses feed weakness. Every time you give one, you make it easier to give another. Before long, excuses become a habit, a reflex, a mindset. You start explaining why things didn't work instead of fixing why they did. You start lowering your standards to match your comfort zone. And one day, you wake up wondering why you're not where you want to be. But deep down, you already know. The truth is your excuses became your ceiling. You've got to break that pattern. You've got to confront every excuse with evidence of your strength. When your mind says, I can't, remind it of the times you already did. When it says, I'm tired, remind it that your goals don't rest. When it says, I'm not ready, remind it that progress doesn't require permission. It requires persistence. You are capable of far more than you allow yourself to believe. But you'll never know that as long as you keep protecting your limitations. Excuses give you a story to tell, but results give you a legacy. Which one do you want? You can spend your life explaining why things didn't happen, or you can spend it showing what's possible when you refuse to quit. You can talk about what you could have done, or you can do it. Every excuse you drop is a step closer to freedom. Freedom from fear, doubt, and mediocrity. It's easy to make excuses when no one's watching. It's easy to convince yourself that you'll get serious later. But later becomes never if you don't act now. Discipline is the cure for excuses. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, but it's the only thing that works. Discipline means showing up even when it's inconvenient, pushing through even when it's uncomfortable, and staying consistent even when it's boring. Excuses disappear when discipline shows up. You've got to take ownership of your life like it's your business. If something's not working, fix it. If you made a mistake, learn from it. If you fell short, adjust and go again. Stop waiting for permission to grow. The world doesn't owe you anything. It's your responsibility to create your own opportunities. And the faster you stop blaming and start building, the faster your life will change. Excuses love company. They attract people who think small, people who live in the past, people who complain more than they create. Be careful who you surround yourself with. If you're around excuse makers long enough, you'll start to sound like one. But if you surround yourself with people who hold you accountable, your mindset shifts. You start finding solutions instead of problems. You start chasing excellence instead of explanations. The truth is excuses only survive where effort is missing. Once you start putting in real work, consistent, focused, passionate work, your excuses lose their power because results speak louder than reasons. Once you taste progress, you'll never want to go back to blaming. You'll crave that feeling of growth more than the comfort of excuses. So today, make the decision to stop explaining your limits and start expanding them. Stop saying, I can't because, and start saying, I will even if. That one shift from excuse to execution will change everything. Your life will start to move forward because energy follows action. Every excuse you make builds a wall between you and your destiny. Every action you take breaks one down. The walls you built can be torn down with effort, belief, and consistency. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need the courage to take one more step without an excuse to hold you back. Excuses keep you where you are. Effort takes you where you want to go. You can't move forward and hold on to excuses at the same time. You've got to let go. You've got to look in the mirror and say, no more. No more blaming, no more waiting, no more hiding behind stories. Because you are capable, you are strong, you are responsible for your future. And when you finally stop making excuses, you'll realize something powerful. Success was never far away. It was waiting for you to stop running from responsibility and start running toward potential. When you silence excuses, you unleash greatness. And once you taste that freedom, you'll never settle for less again. Energy isn't random. It's trained. It's built through daily habits, discipline, and consistency. The people who seem unstoppable aren't blessed with endless motivation. They've learned how to master their energy. They don't wait for a good day to perform. They create good days through their actions. Energy is not something you stumble upon. It's something you build moment by moment, decision by decision. Every time you push the resistance, you strengthen your inner power. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you train your energy to obey your purpose. Discipline is the foundation of true energy. Because energy without direction is chaos. You can feel inspired for a moment, but without discipline, that feeling fades. Discipline takes over when motivation disappears. It's the force that gets you up when your body says stay down. That keeps you working when the results haven't shown yet. That pushes you past comfort into growth. Discipline transforms your energy from temporary emotion into unstoppable force. When you live with discipline, your energy becomes predictable, not based on mood, but on mission. Most people think energy is something you either have or you don't, but that's not true. Energy is a byproduct of how you live. When your habits align with your goals, your energy increases. When your lifestyle is filled with chaos, negativity, or inconsistency, your energy drains. The discipline builds systems that feed their fire. They control their mornings. They protect their focus. They train their bodies and minds to perform. They don't wait to feel ready. They act their way into readiness. And because of that, their energy doesn't fluctuate. It flows. The discipline of energy starts with how you treat yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't expect peak performance from a neglected body, mind, or soul. You've got to feed yourself with things that make you stronger. You've got to fuel your purpose with intention. What you eat, what you read, what you think, who you spend time with, it all affects your energy. Discipline means choosing what strengthens you, even when what weakens you feels easier. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep, saying no to comfort when you got work to do, saying yes to consistency when your feelings tell you to quit. Energy grows from repetition. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build confidence. Every time you follow through, your mind learns trust creates power. Because when your mind knows you'll do what you say, you stop second guessing yourself. You move faster, think clearer, and push harder. That's the hidden gift of discipline. It builds internal momentum. The more consistent you become, the more energy you naturally have. When people say they're burned out, it's not always because they're doing too much. It's often because they're doing too much of what doesn't matter. Discipline gives you clarity. It fills for the focus. It helps you direct your energy toward the things that actually move you forward. Without discipline, your energy gets scattered across distractions, and scattered energy produces weak results. But when you focus your energy on what truly counts, even small actions start creating big outcomes. The discipline of energy also means knowing how to rest, not as an escape, but as a strategy. Rest isn't laziness, it's recovery. Just like athletes train their bodies, you've got to train your energy by learning when to push and when to recharge. Overworking without intention drains your power, but resting with purpose restores it. Discipline is balance. The ability to push when needed and pause when necessary. It's not about working nonstop, it's about working effectively. You train your energy by training your emotions. You can't let frustration, fear, or doubt control you. You've got to master your internal state, because the moment your emotions take over, your energy collapses. Discipline means staying steady even when things go wrong. It means using your anger as fuel, your pain as perspective, your setbacks as strategy. When you can control your energy under pressure, nothing can stop you. The storms don't destroy you. They sharpen you. Energy responds to intention. If your intention is weak, your energy will fade fast. But when your why is strong, your energy becomes relentless. You can't fake passion. You can't pretend to care and expect your energy to rise. You've got to live aligned with what you truly want. That alignment creates power. It gives you the strength to keep going when the path gets dark. When you live with purpose, discipline becomes natural because your energy knows where it belongs. You also train your energy through gratitude. Gratitude turns exhaustion into endurance. It reminds you that what you're doing matters, that every small step is part of something bigger. When you focus on what you have instead of what's missing, your energy shifts. You stop feeling burdened and start feeling blessed. That mindset keeps your energy flowing even through hardship, because no matter how tired your body gets, a grateful heart keeps going. Every champion, every top performer, every success story you admire, they've all mastered the discipline of energy. They've learned to perform on demand, to rise when others hesitate, to stay consistent through chaos. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens through years of showing up, training their habits, and refining their focus. It's not magic, it's method. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is how disciplined you are in managing your energy. Energy follows structure. If your energy leaks everywhere, create routines that anchor you, mornings that center you, systems that save your focus for what truly matters. Discipline gives energy direction, and direction gives energy meaning. You'll find that the more structured you are, the more freedom you feel, because you're no longer reacting to life. You're leading it. You can't control everything that happens, but you can always control your response. That's where discipline shines. The world will throw distractions, disappointments, and delays at you, and your energy will try to dip. But the disciplined mind says, not today. The disciplined spirit stays locked in. You learn to shift from complaining to creating, from reacting to responding, from breaking down to building up. Every time you do that, you strengthen your inner energy muscle. Discipline turns ordinary people to powerhouses. It turns effort into excellence and intention into impact. When you live by discipline, your energy becomes predictable, stable, and strong. You're no longer dependent on motivation because your routine fuels you. You're not chasing energy. You've become the source of it. So train your energy every day. Train it through focus, through effort, through self-control. Train it through gratitude and consistency. Because if you can master your energy, you can master your life. Nothing will be too far, no dream too big, no obstacle too strong. The discipline of energy is the art of staying powerful when the world goes quiet, the science of showing up when no one expects you to, and the key to unlocking the life you were always meant to live. Every single day, life gives you a choice, energy, or excuses. You can't have both. You can't say you want greatness and keep feeding your comfort. You can't talk about success while clinging to reasons why it's not possible. Every moment you face that choice, you either rise or retreat. You either decide to move forward with energy or fall back behind your excuses. The truth is simple. The people who win are not the ones with fewer challenges. They're the ones who refuse to let excuses define their response. Energy is forward motion. Excuses are resistance. When you live in energy, you act with power. You move even when you're uncertain. You create momentum through commitment. But when you live in excuses, you slow down. You doubt. You hesitate. You overthink. And every hesitation drains your potential. Excuses feel like protection, but they're really prison walls. They keep you safe from failure, but they also keep you trapped from success. You've got to stop choosing what's easy over what's effective. Excuses are easy. They require no effort, no courage, accountability. Energy is hard. It demands focus, belief, and action. It demands that you show up even when it hurts. The reason most people never see the life they want is not because they lack talent, but because they keep choosing excuses over energy. They keep finding reasons to stay where they are instead of reasons to grow. When you choose energy, you make a decision to live with purpose. You decide that your goals matter more than your moods. You stop waiting for the right time and start creating it. You stop letting circumstances control your movement and start controlling your mindset. You begin to realize that you are not a product of your environment. You are a product of your effort. Every time you choose energy, you rewrite your story. Excuses are sneaky. They sound reasonable. They sound like, I'm too tired. I don't know how. But behind every excuse is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. Energy destroys fear. Because when you're in motion, fear loses its grip. Action silences anxiety. Momentum kills doubt. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to take the next step with energy instead of hesitation. Choosing energy means accepting responsibility. It means looking at your life and saying, whatever happens, I own it. You stop blaming the past, stop blaming people, stop blaming luck. You take charge of your results because energy thrives in ownership. Excuses thrive in blame. The moment you accept responsibility, you gain control. You stop waiting for help, for opportunity, for approval, and you start creating your own. That's when life begins to shift. Energy is contagious. When you bring it, others feel it. When you walk in a room with confidence and conviction, people notice. When you show up to work, to training, to life with passion, you raise the standard for everyone around you. But excuses are contagious too. One person's negativity can poison an entire team. One person's laziness can drag down the energy of the group. That's why you have to be intentional about which one you're spreading, because whether you realize it or not, you're influencing others every day. You can't move mountains with excuses. You can't build empires on maybe later. You can't grow stronger by avoiding pressure. Growth happens when you bring your energy into uncomfortable spaces. When you show up for yourself, even when no one else believes. When you choose to give your all, even when the odds are against you. That's how strength is built, not by avoiding challenges, but by attacking them with energy and persistence. People often say they're waiting for motivation, but motivation is coming. Motivation comes after movement. You've got to push yourself into motion before the feeling arrives. You've got to take the first step while you still feel uncertain. Because once you move, energy grows. Excuses shrink in the face of action. The longer you wait, the stronger your excuses become. But the moment you act, they lose their power. Excuses are stories you tell yourself to stay the same. Energy is the decision to tell a new story. The story of a fighter. The story of someone who refuses to quit. Someone who doesn't care how many times they fall because they'll always rise stronger. That's what energy does. It creates resilience. Excuses break you down. Energy builds you up. Excuses say, this is who our energy says, this will make me better. Excuses say, I can't. Energy says, watch me. Choosing energy doesn't mean you won't struggle. It means you'll keep going through the struggle. It means you'll find strength in adversity. When life throws you pain, you'll use it as fuel. When doors close, you'll knock harder. When setbacks come, you'll treat them as setups for comebacks. That's what separates the strong from the weak. The ability to keep energy alive in moments of chaos. The most dangerous excuse isn't I can't. It's I'll do it later. Later kills more dreams than failure ever could, because later never comes. Every day you delay, your goal moves further away. Every time you choose rest over responsibility, your future self pays the price.